I can trim the front off, but you're recording. Go ahead.
Oh, I am? Okay. Hi, my name is Michael Gardner, and this is the first in a series of videos I'm doing on the process of creation. I felt for some time prompted to do this, and I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One, because over the course of the last 20-some years, I've seen a lot of miracles created. I'm standing in front of one of them. This is my brother-in-law, James Skinner's house. And I'll go into that in a little bit. But I felt prompted to do this for a couple of reasons. One is to share the experiences I've had with people and the power of creation, the power of clear intention. Two, it's a reminder, not just for others, but for myself, of the power we have to create miracles in our life. I've seen many miracles created by many people, including myself over the years. What I've also seen is it is very easy to become unconscious to these miracles and unconscious to the power we have to create and to lose sight of that. So I'm doing this for anyone who wants to go along on the journey with me, but I'm also doing it for myself to remind myself of the power that we have to create. Along the way, I'm going to talk about some of the elements of creation, such as risk. That's where a lot of people tend to spin off. Also accountability. A lot of people tend to spin off there because looking at ourselves can be uncomfortable. But also going into some of the examples of creation that I've seen over the years from others and myself, and what it takes to actually create the miracles that make our life more fulfilling. One of the questions that could be asked is, what does it mean to create a miracle, or what is the power of creation? I'll go back about 20-some years ago when I was working down in the corporate world in Southern California, and every day as I'd drive to work, I'd ask myself the question, or say to myself, there's got to be more to life than this. I was driving an hour and a half to get to work, an hour and a half to get home. I was in a job that I didn't love, and I wondered, what would I do with myself if I could do anything that I wanted? And I saw myself doing something that would make a difference in the lives of people. But one of the tapes that ran in my head was, who's going to listen to me? I haven't done anything. So I would discount that vision and that dream. But that dream didn't go away. It kept going. It was like a little seed or a little voice that kept festering inside of me. And every time I'd ask the question, there's got to be more to life than this. What would I do with myself if I could do anything? It was like watering that seed. Well, lo and behold, once upon a time, there was a training that I went to. And the first day in that training, the trainer was up in front of the people, and he was being very honest. He was getting in people's faces, and people didn't like him. Yet something inside of me clicked and said, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. It seemed contrary to anything that I'd ever considered about making a difference in people's lives, because people didn't like him, and I wanted to be liked. But something inside says, that's it, and something clicked. And off I went, and lo and behold, I became a trainer in that very training, in that very same style, where people sometimes didn't like me. It seemed contrary to all logic and reason if I would have reasoned it out. But when that thing clicked inside of me, that's when the pieces, it was made clear to me that the pieces were in place, and it was just a matter of me finding them. And to me, that's how creation works. We water the seeds inside of us of ideas until something clicks and says, that's it. And when that happens, that's when it tells us whatever we desire has already been created. It's just a matter of finding the pieces and putting the pieces together. I'm standing in front of one of those examples right here. Years ago, James and his wife Jamie were living in a little one-bedroom apartment. James was working for his brother, cleaning carpets for, on a good day, $100 a day. James had a dream. He said, I want to build a house. Logic and reason would say, you can't build a house on that kind of money. Which was probably true, but James had this dream, so he took a risk, and he took some of that hard-earned money that he had been making, and he went out and he bought 150 dozen ears of corn, and he was going to sell it on the corner down in Bountiful, Utah, but he didn't know if it was going to sell or not, so they might have lost that hard-earned money, and he might have had to come up with another way, but he went out, and in 3 or 4 hours he sold every one of those ears of corn, doubled his money. So the next day he went back and did the same, until over years and years and years he's built up a very successful produce business, and he turned that idea, that little seed that one day said, that's it, that's what I'm going to do, he turned it into this. Pan. This is James' house today. So this is what I'm starting today, And there's three kinds of people that will watch this. There'll be those that want to go along on the journey with me. And if I'm the only one and I'm only doing this for me, that's okay. There'll be those that say, I know another way, a better way. Hey, and if that's where you are, good for you, go for it. And there'll be those that are the skeptics. And to those that are the skeptics, I'm not here to convince you, to sell you, or to enroll you. I'm just offering this, and if you're a skeptic and you want to say this is a bunch of garbage, I wish you well in your journey, and I'd say don't waste time. I'm doing this, and if it benefits you, then I welcome you along the journey. And thank you, and we'll see you in a couple days.